Hello and welcome to Gettert Farms. We're here with another episode of the Minnesota Millennial Farmer Map by Mapper's Paradise. And it is now early autumn, and you can see here that our crops are starting to turn color. They're not quite ready for harvest yet. If we pop out our handy crop analyzer here, we can see that we're at 83% growing still, so got a little bit left to go on the corn, but our wheat should most likely be ready. So let's go ahead and hop in our Mahindra here and drive on out to the field and check on the wheat. And we can also maybe check on our soybeans here on the way, since that wheat field is across the creek from us. So we'll zip over here and take a peek at these soybeans real quick on the way out there. Yep, we can sneak around here. So let's hop out and check on these. It looks like they're still a little green, and so we're gonna be able to kick off the bulk of harvest tomorrow, probably, it looks like, or maybe mid-autumn. I'm trying to remember how seasons works here, but yeah, we're a day or two away from being able to harvest those, but I think this wheat looks pretty ready. Yep, ready to harvest. And so we're going to be able to hop out here and start in on this wheat today. Super exciting. Harvest is my favorite time of the year. And so luckily we already got the combine all up and running here, so I think we're going to try and sneak back here. It's kind of tight with these beans, but there's no real good way to get to this field. Maybe we could come in from the other end. I'm not sure. I think last time we just sneaked around the edge of the creek there, so I think that's what we're going to do again today. Before we head out there with the combine, we should probably get the grain cart out here. I don't know if I actually hooked that up last time. I know we backed the tractor in. I think we hooked it up. So let's go ahead and grab that out of the shed real quick as well. Oh yes, I remember we hooked this up. It had corn in it. So let's pull this guy out, and we're just gonna park him down on that headland, I think, real quick, and then we'll bring the combine out after us. Watch out for rocks. See, I've got no problem sneaking this through. I'm just worried about getting that combine back here, especially with that big tree right there. Well, we'll find out. Get this header picked up, and we're gonna sneak on out here. See if I can do it without hitting the shop today. There we go. Alright. Can we do it? We're gonna have to totally pop over this rock. Nope, we can squeeze in here. We're just brushing the top of the beans. Squeezing through here. Squeezing through. Oh yeah, no problem. Alright. So let's get everything hooked up here. And I think we're ready to go. We're just gonna check. We do not need a straw swath. We're not going to do TMR at this point, which was part of why we planted this. The other part is to feed some chickens, so we'll be good to go on that front at least. But even if I do end up running more animals like pigs, I don't think that I would do manure. I would stick to the slurry. That matches up a little bit more closely with my experiences working on a hog farm in my early years. And yeah, this is working really good for this wheat. The wheat is actually yielding pretty good. I'm surprised. I don't know what typical wheat yields are, but 204 bushels an acre seems pretty good to me. We're going to fill up pretty quick here on this combine, so I'm glad I brought the grain cart out here with us. And so this field's got a few little spots that didn't survive the winter. It looks like a couple of empty spots here and there. I'm gonna guess that's because the seed didn't germinate. We have a few weed spots that looks like we sprayed in, so most of the empty spots always get covered in weeds in my experience. So I'm kind of curious, although that looks like just wheat that didn't make it, maybe. I don't know. It looks a little weird. It's like greenish. I wonder if those are weeds or wheat that died off at a certain stage. Either way, this is working amazingly. And so I'm super excited to be back into harvest. This is my favorite activity, both in real farming and farm sim, is getting into harvest. Running the combine, the grain cart. It's just so much fun. So we're gonna have to pick up a different grain cart of some kind to bring wheat over for our chickens. So I haven't figured out what's gonna work best for that. Something small, because it's a pretty tight space. I'm thinking we should probably get like a gravity wagon or something. And then if there's not enough room to pull the gravity wagon up directly to the feed spot for the chickens, we can dump it out on the ground, and I can scoop it up with the bucket on the Minneapolis Moline and put it in that way. So once we get this wheat harvested, I think, the next thing we're going to do is buy some chickens and get that going, because that's something that we can kind of keep going on a ongoing basis. Doesn't require a lot of work. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think chickens require water. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to check that here in just a second. We're about to get full, so I don't want to go too far. We're gonna pull back here just a smidge to where we had some more room for the grain cart to get up next to us. Am I driving over the crop? No, okay. So let's go grab the grain cart real quick. Oops. And I was thinking we were going to make it farther around that field when I parked here. So let's whip down here real quick like. And while we're driving, we're just going to check that open question about chickens. Chickens do not require water, so that will be good for us because it's less things that we got to worry about. And did I feed the cows today? I did not feed the cows today. So many things to do. So I think what we'll do here is empty out the combine here, and then we'll get going in a time lapse for the rest of this harvest here. Alright, so while that's filling, we're going to do a couple of things real quick. We're going to jump over and feed the cows before I forget, because we'd really hate for them to get starved out after all of the effort we've put into them so far. And so that's as easy as hopping into this tractor and dumping a little bit of silage in here. And then we also need to run the water. We've got the pickup all set up here and ready to take the next batch into market. They're all at 1,200 pounds now, so we'll be able to sell them at any point. We might get to some of that here after our wheat's done, especially if it's not ready for us as soon as... There might be a day in between harvesting our wheat and being ready to harvest some of our other crops is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to jump over here as well. And I think we're going to actually see if we can sneak this semi out here to unload all this wheat into. I could run the grain cart back up here, but where's the adventure in that? So let's sneak on out here. And I forgot that this combine unloads fairly slow. It might be realistic speeds, but by farm sim standards, it's pretty slow unload. So I'm always tempted to go in and make some tweaks. But we'll probably leave it for now. I think what I want to do is once I get a second headland pass off of this, I'll be able to set up and go up and down the long rows here. Give myself some room to turn around essentially. So we're gonna run ourselves around one more time here and then get going up and down, and maybe we'll be able to kick a worker off to speed things up so we can unload on the go. So we're gonna kick off course play here to make it easier for us to unload. That's gonna mean we're gonna miss this tiny strip all the way around because I didn't do as good of a job as course play would at getting to the edge. But I think that's a necessary sacrifice to speed up harvest here, because otherwise this unload speed is so slow. We're gonna be sitting here unloading at a stop for 50% of our time harvesting this field. So we're gonna take the slight crop loss there and maybe come back and pick that up at the end. We'll see how much of it I end up driving over, but it's probably worth it.
I'm not heading for the stars, driving down the boulevard at night. play on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. And it doesn't even matter to me where I go, I just feel I need to take a ride. Got my coffee cup to go, and I'm gonna hit the road tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go. Turning up the stereo in a place I didn't know till now. In a different part of town, I see new colors as the sun goes down. No, it doesn't even matter to me where I go, just feel I need to take a ride. I don't know when I'll get back, keep on going and relax tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go. I'm not heading for the stars, driving down this boulevard tonight. Yeah, playing Coldplay on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go.
So we're gonna run this load of beans back up to the bins here real quick. Take a little bit of a break from the field. And yeah, things are going pretty well from a harvest perspective, I'd say. Getting some really good yields. And not running into any problems other than the fact that I can't drive. So we're gonna go ahead and back this up, because, you know, backing up is always so much easier than driving forward. There we go. Alright, let's try and pull this in the right way now. And bingo. I really wish I could unload both hoppers at the same time. But not a possibility. Whoops, why is that doing that? There we go. Alright, let's see. We're gonna load the dry silo. And got that going. Get this going. Wait a second, did I not? Did I say load or unload? I'm pretty sure I said load dry silo. Why am I not getting an unload trigger here? Oh, there we go. I was just too fast. So we're getting this field done today, and then hopefully we will we'll be able to start in on harvesting our other fields here tomorrow if things continue to dry out the way that they're going right now. We're looking good. And switching tanks, hoppers. Hopefully we can get this dropped out before the auger shuts off here. I keep meaning to look at extending the time on it just a little bit. And boom, perfect. Alright, let's see if I can make this turn. Oh yeah, no problem. So we'll run this back out, and then I think we'll just jump straight. Oh, and we didn't make it back in time. Combine is waiting on us. So if wheat is yielding this good, I can't wait to see what our corn's gonna do. All fully fertilized and herbicided and limed and plowed. This should be a really good yield this year compared to, I think, the previous year. We had some issues due to putting multi-terrain angle in. We weren't getting our full bonuses. And so I'm going to go ahead and unload the combine here real quick before we start loading the semi again. I think I'd like to keep the combine moving here, and he should try to unload on the go as soon as we get a little bit out of him here. So we're going to give this a quick shot.
What you're putting in, all your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Different
so we're done with the wheat field. We're just gonna unload the combine directly into the semi here. And then while that's going, we'll take the grain cart back up to the yard. And yeah, this has been a load of fun. We got going a little bit more efficiently here in the second half. We're gonna load this in the front so that the truck is a little bit more balanced. Not that we're gonna have to go down the road, but just don't want to get stuck out in these fields. I'm looking for a map that's got a good real mud implementation on it for when I do my roleplay series on the weekend here. So if you've got any good suggestions for mods that would be good for roleplay series, things like the real mud and different things, I'm definitely open to suggestions. We'll be putting that all together here most likely Friday night because I happen to be a procrastinator. But I'm looking forward to kicking that series off. I got some ideas already baked out, so we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, we're going to get this equipment back up in the yard, get that wheat in the bin, and I think that's going to wrap up the day. We're going to have to wait for the rest of our crops to dry out a little bit here, so that's going to take a day or so, and we'll kind of see where things go from there. Looks like we're done unloading, so let's get this up to the yard and see how much wheat we have total. I forgot to look. We had a little bit ahead of harvest because we start with a little bit of every crop in the bins as a normal farm sim game for some reason, so I'm not sure what we already had, but we're just gonna add that little bit onto what we've got and just call it a bonus. Whoa, got a little bit of air there on the semi. I was not expecting that. Alright, see if we can get it pulled in more or less straight the first time this time. That should about do it. Get this guy going. And then let's see if we switch here. Sometimes I'm not getting the unload trigger. There it is. Maybe it's just slower than I expect because it doesn't have sound for this particular unload. There we go. Got the last of the wheat running in here. And now let's check our stats. So we've got 4,500 bushels of wheat. That's not bad. That's definitely going to feed a lot of chickens. And also, if we look, the pigs are going to need some wheat as well. So this is a good double win for us. I'm going to just put this semi back over here at the other end of the yard because I think the next thing we're going to be using it for is these beans. And I think that's going to wrap up the episode for today. Hopefully you're enjoying this series. If you are, don't forget to drop a like and hit that subscribe button to see more content here on Kedrick Farms. That's all for today. Kedrick out.